When you're not worshiping Jesus, when you fixed your eyes on the problem, on the situation, and you've isolated yourself from God's word, you've kind of said, I'm going to do this on my own. You've allowed pride to get in, say, I'm just going to handle this fight on my own. I've got this. I can get through this without God, without church, without worship. I can do this. Here's what you are. You're isolated against the enemy. So the enemy comes, I want you to knock me down, Jason. I'm trying. I'm fighting hard. I can do this. Come on, Jason. Get me down. Get me down. Ah! And you feel hopeless when you're by yourself. You feel discouraged. Where were you, God? And God's saying, you didn't call on me. You didn't look to me. You were trying to do it all by yourself. You were trying to run this race without my grace. You were trying to do this whole thing all by yourself. And when you're by yourself, you fall hard and it hurts. But here's the good news. God's grace never gives up on you. And so when you choose to turn your eyes to Jesus, He gets behind you. Proverbs 24 says that though a man, a righteous man, may fall 7 times, he will rise again. So when the enemy comes at you and he starts shooting arrows at you, Jesus is behind you. He's pushing you forward. The enemy can't handle it. And Jesus gives you power against the enemy. Not only does He catch you and push you forward, He gets in front of you. He's your defender. He's your righteousness. He gets in front of the problem. He gets in front of the cancer. He gets in front of the situation. Whatever it is, come on, get Jesus praise. You're going to worship. It's just who you worship, what you worship. If my eyes are on the problem, I'm worshiping the problem. I'm worshiping the sickness. I'm worshiping the unemployment. I'm worshiping the situation with my child. I'm worshiping the problem in my marriage. I'm worshiping whatever it is. But when I fix my eyes on Jesus, He gets between me and my problem. He becomes your defender. Your greatest shield against the devil is Jesus. Your greatest shield against the enemy is Jesus. When you worship Jesus, He drives out the enemy. He drives out the darkness. Jason, I want you to try and shoot me when Jesus is standing in front of me. When Jesus is standing in front of me. Come on, Jason, try to get me. See, I got a shield against the enemy. Give these guys a big hand all over this room. Church, I want you to stand up on your feet this morning. You know, that's a picture of your life right now. The problem is staring you in the face. The situation is trying to come into your heart. Discouragement, pride, fear, worry, anger. Somebody hurt you. Somebody offended you. Somebody betrayed you. They gossiped. They slandered. And the enemy is just hoping you'll let that arrow lodge into your heart. Get offended. Get bitter. Get bitter. And if you do, it will destroy the quality of your life. It will destroy your friendships. It will destroy your praise. But when you say, you know what? I'm not going to get offended. I'm just not. It's not worth it. I choose to forgive. What you're doing is you're pulling that arrow away from you. You're lifting up a shield. The fear dart comes at you. Discouragement, hopelessness comes at you about the future. You're saying, you know what? I'm not going to get discouraged. Greater is He that's in me. All of a sudden, the shield becomes that shield that guards your heart, your mind, and your mouth. It deflects those thoughts of the enemy. And when you begin to worship Jesus, man, that strengthens your shield. When the praise goes up, the promise comes down. When the worship goes up, the breakthrough comes down. When the worship goes up, the miracle comes down. Today, in this moment, with every head bowed, every eye closed, you're here. And you're facing some arrows that have been shot at your heart, at your family, at your health, at your marriage, at your purity as a single. Whatever the situation is, you're saying today, I'm going to get those arrows out. I'm going to lift the shield up. I need strength. I need His word. I need to fix my eyes on Jesus. If that's you, I want you to slip your hand up all over this room. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes. Hands going up all over this place. We're going to end today with a shout of praise and worship. We're going to bring it to God. No matter what you're facing, God is big enough to fix it. God is big enough to stand in front of you, to deflect those arrows of the enemy.